Sagittarius, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be an Astroflower reading going from the 23rd to the 29th of January. We did do the mid-January readings as well, and a collective reading on that. You may want to have a go and have a look at that, see how it's progressing through your weeklies, basically. So we going to go into your chakras and your aura, and then follow on with some tarot cards. So without further ado, let's just see what's going on the chakra front. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of movement at the moment, or a uprooting aspect going to your life. You're still in your winter period. You'll be in your winter period for the next sort of 3 weeks, but there's a sense of spring here. It's almost like when a tree in late February, beginning of March, that's when the tree's sap starts kind of going, okay, let's start moving back up, time to go back to work. You know, that sort of scenario, and that's what's happening at the moment for you, I think. And it may not necessarily be uprooting, so moving places. It could well be for some of you, but there's a definite uprooting. This could be an uprooting of your spirit, your soul, your situation, your relationships, everything. It seems to be a very important aspect of your life at the moment. Let's just see what's going on there. So sacrum, we've got the left hand side, which is a little bit more sort of developed than the right hand side. So that's that pleasure. That's what do you do for you? What do you enjoy life? What sort of things you do to enjoy life, so you can share that enjoyment with other people. But maybe this uprooting is taking a lot of your desired future, and it's maybe you're starting to get into the idea of your intuition, or your ideas, or what your desires of what you want to do, or how you want to be in the future. It may be a moment of putting the mechanics in place this week to get to that stage. And obviously when we do that, we haven't got time to go walking and stuff like that. We tend to sort of cut off the sort of activities that we should be doing on a daily basis. But it will help you out to get yourself a bit of a balance going on there. Going for a walk can provide huge amounts of inspiration for you. So I wouldn't neglect that side of it if I was you. Let's just see what's going on your solar plexus. This transition that's happening from your root is definitely feeding your solar plexus. So there's this passion that's building up inside you to move, to activate, to do something, to involve your passion and your courage and your confidence that you can have within you when you're doing what you should be doing. And this is why it's important to do that mechanical side, to work it out, so then you know where you're going and know what you're doing to a certain extent. Obviously, all the best laid plans are fraughted with difficulties. But it's actually just having an overall view. So if you're looking down a mountain and you want to go down to the coast, and you got to see, you look very far in front of you because you're right up top of the mountain, and you can see the different valleys. You can see where there's cliffs on one side. That it might be difficult to walk that path there and stuff like that. So you get an idea of the sort of route that you want to take. And I think this is what's building up inside you, and it's building up that anticipation, a little bit like the Three of Wands, going, yeah, I can't wait to get moving, sort of thing. Nice energy, very lovely energy, actually. Let's see what's going on in your heart. Like a lot of signs, and particularly mutable signs, has a lot of emotions in their heart at the moment. The social aspect of it is there, but it's very select. You're not going to do everything. You're gonna it's yeah, I'll go for a cup of tea, or you know, it's not going to kind of go, oh, let's organize a weekend, go out, go away, and everything like that. I don't think it's that. I think it's more kind of yeah, I'll see you down the theatre later on, or something like that. Just very simple things, really, but not all the time, not chock-a-block. And with the emotions that are in your heart, maybe you need to learn to play a little bit more, you know, allow yourself to go a little bit more. And we come back to the sacrum on that, and that sort of seems to be playing in that sort of aspect. Let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. That's really good. It's very balanced. The third eye is slightly in front of the throat chakra, so it's clear ideas, and you seem to be able to have you should be able to have a very clear opinion of how that should be done. Now that's just that idea, that's that plan, and all plans are fraught with problems, and it's going down into your solar plexus here and into your heart. These two chakras here seem to be the two that are ready to spring, as it were. And that intuition, and that clear vision of where you want to be and how you want to be and everything like that, if you just stick to it, and that is everything's set up that way, so you do stick to it, but don't forget that it should be fun. I think that's really important. If you forget that ingredient, it's like baking a cake. You put chocolate in it and everything like that. It's all fantastic, but you forgot to put the honey. I use honey, I don't use sugar in my cakes. So, yeah, you forgot to put the honey or the sugar, if you want it, into it. It's not going to be the same, is it? It's not going to be the outcome is not going to be the same. And I think you shouldn't neglect that aspect of it all. Let's just see how it's going on in your crown chakra. Very nice, beautiful, almost like an Egyptian crown, that they do it like a vase in a way, you know, it's that sort of shape. It's really nice. Yeah, very, very nice. It's got weight, not a lot of weight, but it's got weight. So there is a slight accumulation of things that may be happening in your thinking, but it's more a case of how can I put it into place? How can I get it moving on? And I think as we move towards that March period, where everything is going on in the beginning of March, at the end of February and the beginning of March, I talked about it in the 2023 readings. I called it the February anomaly. I didn't know what it was. I'm not an astrologer. I'm very interested in it, and I listen all the time to what is going on and what people say and what astrologers say and what's going on in the sun. I'm very, very proactive of what's going on in the sun. And yeah, so it's you know, I like to know if there, you know, there's a heads up sort of vibrational thing coming around the corner. And I think this preparation that we're all seem to be doing, and it's working out how to actually do it within you, is that preparation thing. So I would, if I was you, if you want to do a bit of meditation, you go for meditation somewhere. I would choose a male line rather than a female line, or a yang line, is it, or yin? You know, I always get those two messed up, so I'm not going to even bother to attempt it. But it's the male line, and which is all to do with mechanics, really. It's you know, like standing stones. So you get standing stones like this, and then you get standing stones, which is called a dolmen, where you get another stone on top of it, and that's female. That is male. It's pretty obvious, you know what I mean? So you get lines of standing stones, which are sort of tend to be male ones, and then you get stones where you get two stones, and that's the female sort of aspect of it. So I'd go and sit on a male line, and just allow the universe to explain to you, allow your meditation to explain to you how to put it into place. And that is, I think you're going to find that fun. I think you're going to enjoy that. It's not that I wouldn't ever take anything as gospel. as it were, because it's got to fit. It's just like a piece of a puzzle, that's all. And this is the piece maybe that you shouldn't be neglecting as you go forward. It's going to set you up so nicely for that March paradigm shift. We've already gone through the shift, I think, and we're at this process of just realizing where we are. And once that realization kicks into place, and that realization is in March, that's how I feel it is happening. So once that March thing kicks into place, if you can do this work now, this preparation now, nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop you. It's going to make life seem so light and happy. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be really enjoyable. But at some point, those emotions accumulating in your heart need to be expressed, need to be used one way or another, and this could be through lots of different avenues. Okay, let's just have a look at what's going on your aura. It's really, really nice, lovely actually. There's a very good consistency within your energy. It's not erratic, and I think that comes in with the third eye and the throat chakra being very well balanced, and your crown chakra being balanced. But there is, once you get to the top, it's like an egg sort of shape, and once you get to the top, you can feel like the crown chakra that's underneath the surface. You know, it's like if you've ever been sailing on a boat. I used to do lots of sailing. I love sailing. It's great. But you could be sailing along a coastline that could be sandy, and there you're going to get those sets of continuous waves coming in, you know. But when you go sailing close to a cliff front, you know, the floor of the seabed is very uneven, and it tends to get a lot of choppy waters and stuff like that. I don't even know why I even started talking about that. But yeah, your energy is very, very consistent. So it's like the King of Cups, basically. This is what I'm saying. It's like going over that sand, sailing over that sand, which is really nice. Very, very consistency. Nice, beautiful consistency. So you may feel occasionally that sandbar. This is what I'm saying with the crown chakra. I've just got it all back. Blimey, I've got to stop wandering off like that. You're going over like your crown chakra each time, and there is a little bit of, oh, what am I got to do? Okay, that's what it's plain sailing. Okay, lovely. Oh no, now that's created that. No, plain sailing. It's that sort of scenario. It's not at all troublesome. It's just that there is a case of gotta go at some point, and I think that's where it's building up within your solar plexus and your heart, basically. Okay, so that's that. Let's go on to, let's just read a few cards. Let's just unveil the unknown, as it were. Sagittarius. Let's just get into this for this week. It's reading. Let's see what the overall energy is about. It's like a farmer who's It's like a farmer who's doing like fruit and veg. So he hasn't got just cows. Yeah, because cows, obviously, then you've got to grow wheat and corn and stuff like that. There's loads of different things that goes in with rearing cows, which I've also done in my youth, which is brilliant. But also, I've also done farming, fruit and veg farming. So in fruit and veg farming, you've got like lots of different things that are going on all over the place. And this is what it seems like here, as if like you've got a really good eye sort of saying, okay, the onions are coming through. I've planted up the carrots in between the onions. That makes for a natural thing against carrot fly. Bit of a tip for you there. That sort of thing. I know that's coming on nicely. I need to, separate the carrots a little bit and stuff like that. There's lots of different things that you're keeping on the boil, as it were, at the same time. But there is also a question of kind of going, I'm starting to really know this. I'm starting to understand it. I've got a certain mastery of the situation. Yeah. Okay. Not at all that then. Leap of faith. No, I still think you've got a mastery on the situation. This leap of faith is what is about within the mechanics of it all. Maybe it's a case here that the energy is sort of saying all good plans are also fraught with danger. And I think this is at some point you've just got to go ahead and do it. And we saw this in your solar plexus, and I even called it the Three of Wands actually, in the solar plexus and the heart. And I think this is this full sort of side of you that's now encouraging up through you, going up through you at the moment. That's going to provide for you, obviously, everything in the going future. And I think that's what you've got around you at the moment. You've got everything. And it's now that leap of faith to take it to the next level. Let's just see what's going on your relationship side. Home truths. Sometimes we have to sacrifice ourselves. Like I say to people, sometimes it's better to lose than to win. Yeah, this is like a Five of Swords energy. So a Five of Swords energy is walking away from complications that doesn't really serve you. So you could be having a discussion with someone that may get a little bit heated, and eventually you just kind of going, you know what, you're right, I'm off. I'll see you later. Good for you. Absolutely brilliant speaking to you. I'm off. See you later. And you almost like lose the discussion or lose the argument in a way. But actually you're going to be the winner because you're just moving on. That's what it seems like here. So there may be a case of home truths do need to come to the surface. That may well be the case. But I do believe it's within your benefit. Yeah, I think maybe the home truths. This is where the other side of the strength card. So it's inner strength. And sometimes in the old sort of thing, the olden cards, it's someone sort of putting their head or hand into the lion's mouth to prove their courage. But this is also the way of sort of quelling doubts within you. And that's when you do have strength. When you believe in yourself or you know this is possible. So within your relationships, I think you've got to, I don't think it's a good idea to sort of say, oh, I can't say that. If I say that, it will cause too much trouble. I think sometimes, and I don't think obviously, just throwing crap at people. That's not what I mean. It's for the greater good. It's for, it's not, there's no malice in this at all. It's just a quick question of sort of saying, I think I should say this. I think we need to talk about this. So this is where the discussion comes into it. And I've seen this on a lot of the other signs, basically. So courage is needed, I think, in relationships, and it has something to do with home truths. And this could be home truths about yourself. Sometimes you've got to have the courage to hear those home truths as well. It's just the way it is. That's how we learn. Let's just see how the divine plan is trying to influence this karmic message. Everything heals themselves. I've got this picture of someone sticking their head in the lion's mouth, and like the lion is biting the head off. And it's like the universe is sort of saying, this is really weird. So the universe is sort of saying, don't worry, everything heals. And I was kind of thinking, wow, if a lion bites your head off, that's going to be pretty difficult to heal. But it's sort of saying, I think it's saying here, pride sometimes goes before a fall. It's almost sort of like a counterbalance to that strength card, but also at the same time, because they were emphasizing the healing part of it all, it was probably me just getting the head of the lion, getting the head bitten off by the lion sort of thing. This might be a bit extreme, and it's almost, then it sort of showed me the lion scratching the person and sort of saying, well, they've scratched you, but that can actually heal up. and that's not going to cause you any problems. But you'll understand a lot about the lion, sort of thing. And that's how they're trying to help you, and they're trying to sort of say to you, don't worry about it. Everything heals in time. I think, yeah, they're giving you a lot of gifts here. A lot of, if you imagine like a stone falls off the hill that you're walking next to, or the cliff that you're walking next to, and, a little bit hits you and it nicks your arm, and you kind of go, dear, and you've got a slight cut and everything like that. It's going to heal. And then you look at the stone and you kind of go, oh, wow, I could use that stone to build my house. Gifts they come in multitudes of forms, and sometimes we don't recognize them to start with. And this is what the home truths, I think, is all about. It's all seems to be tying it. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. Your guides are playing into this as well. So you may feel like you're on your own at the moment. You may feel like that you're not getting a lot of support from the universe, from your guides, from people like that. Because I don't think they're helping you in the sense that you think they can be helping you. I think they're helping you in the sense to expose these home truths. That just definitely wants to come out. Look at that. The heart, we talked about the solar plexus and the heart. We've got it here with the strength and the cups. I think there's something you need to learn about yourself within this. And I think you need to learn that you should be nice to yourself, I think. And not be so hard to yourself. Let go of something. You're holding on to something too tightly. So, and this could be a dream or aspiration within your spiritual life. It could also be within your relationships and stuff like that. And it might be, a courage to recognize those home truths within yourself will allow you to love again. That's a possibility within that. It depends on what the scenarios which you're going through. But it's leading up to that March transition point, which obviously we were going to be doing readings on as well in the beginning of February, and you will have your February readings coming out very shortly. Let's just see how this is all going into the conversation that is within you. This is almost as if you're sort of saying to yourself, I know. It's as if your guides are sort of saying, look, we should be doing this, and you're sort of saying, I know. That's that leap of faith, I think. This is where they're encouraging you to actually follow a little bit of the guidance that, that you're giving yourself within that mental aspect of your life. And when you do give that guidance and you listen to it, all of a sudden it's going to make these lessons completely different. And it's also going to make the gifts that come in from the divine universe, it's going to change as well. It could be a wheel of fortune there. It's a healing. Okay, yeah, I think, could well be it. A healing sort of session, which will then give you that space to receive all those offerings from the universe, the offerings from your guides, from you, yourself, to you, in regards to your emotions, your well-being, your spirit, and everything like that. It's going to be, they're trying to sort of help you here. They're really trying to help you, your guides, and you should listen to your inner voice, I think. As I say, everything should be taken into context. I wouldn't think I wouldn't take one thing as gospel, but if that sort of guidance within you is also playing into corresponding to your situation that is around you, even if your situation is difficult at the moment around you in regards to your relationships and stuff like that, if it is difficult around you, maybe you should be following that voice, so then the conversations and the relationships around you do sort themselves out. And this is a home truth. I think you've got, this is really a really nice, I feel it's beautiful, Sagittarius, this process you're going through. Really not proud of you, but really pleased for you. Yeah. Let's just see how What's the karmic message on your financial sort of side? Let's go shopping. You know, I want to sing that song. Here it is. Come and get it. Here it is if you want it. I don't know. I've forgotten how to sing it now. But you've got to choose. You've got to take that leap of faith. Do you remember what I was saying about the farming and everything like that? And then kind of go, where do you take it from here? I think this is what this is all about. Yeah, looking at the world in a different way. I think this is a good thing to do. It is. It's there in front of you. You've got to choose, but you've got to have you've got to look at things differently. And I think this is most certainly happening on your relationship side of looking at things differently. It's going to affect your business, your job, your how you conduct yourself with all in that sort of area. It will really help you to develop your career path, because you'll go after what you want, and you're going to see it differently to everybody else, of course. Let's see how the divine universe is sort of like trying to influence this path or this karmic message. I think you've got to take the emotions out of the situation in regards to this side. So you really need to put the emotions into this side and really take the emotions out of your workspace and make it very, very practical indeed. There's that card that wants to come out, and what a great card. Every single mutable has had it as yet. The Hierophant. Hierophant is about learning lessons in order to get to your desires. You know, it's a teacher. It's the trilogy. It's learning about the 1, 2, 3, basically. It's learning about how to put the intention into energy and then into the material world, so then you can manifest. That's how you create things. You start with the intuition or the idea. Then you configure your energy to make that idea conducive for a possible future, and then you start applying it within your physical world that is around you. And the Hierophant knows this, therefore he's so happy because he doesn't have to work so much anymore, because he's done the work. And I think this is a case here where the work you're doing on this side is going to free you up on your financial world, on your job, on your business, on your projects. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. They're waiting for you. They're almost tapping their feet. And this is what they're pushing into this fall, into this leap of faith. They're almost, I wanted to see if there was anything else that was coming out of it, but it was pretty much that. It was like as if like you've got a stack of things around you, possibilities. And they're sort of kind of going, come on, let's choose, because we can't take on any more. And, you know, if we did go into your crown chakra, we talked about your crown chakra, it was sort of like, you know, taking on a little bit. It was heavy, but it wasn't overloaded for sure. Here, they're almost sort of kind of going, what do we do with these possibilities? How do we put them into place? This is where we get into that mechanical side as well within your sacrum. And I think this is where the meditation on the male lines, I think, is going to really help you out. It's going to give you a lot of realization, basically, of how you can practically put these things into place. Yeah, they're stamping their feet. They're sort of saying, your karmic message, this thing, is to see things in a different way, right? The problem you're having is you're not making that choice, because you're not looking at everything that is around you, the larger or the greater scheme of things. You're only looking at the things that work. So I wouldn't be that sort of person to, I wouldn't suggest you to just accept your situation as it is, the be all and end all. Say, oh, okay, I'll trot like this to the, you know, to the day I die. I think that would bore you immensely. I don't think you'd enjoy life so much. And if you don't enjoy life so much, nor do I. So it's important that you enjoy your life as much as it's important for you that I enjoy my life as well. That's the way it goes. And in order to do that, you need to take off that thing. And I think that's what they're tapping about, sort of saying, what are we going to do with all these boxes? Choices to be made. Come on, Sagittarius, step up to the plate. Right, let's just see how it's going on, the conversation that is within you. I'm getting that song again. Here it is, come and get it. But you better hurry, cause it's going fast. It's like they are giving you a bit of stress on that side as well. They're backing up these guys, these other sort of guides that organize the physical coincidences around you. These are influencing the conversation that is within you, and they're almost sort of kind of going, come on, let's just choose, walk away from what that's, start moving, leap of faith, going forward to what you should be doing. It's that inner vision there to see things in a different way. So actually, before, you would have looked at that bowl in the water and you would, within all those emotions, said, yeah, that was great. But then you've turned around, you've seen the sun, and all of a sudden, that's what you're leaving and going to. There is a bit of this aspect of leaving that Ace of Cups in a way, but you've got 9 of Cups coming in, so you've got 1 cup spare, which is what you can walk away from. Walking away. I think this is walking away from... Okay, so I don't think it's walking necessarily... It could well be for some of you walking away from your job, closing a business or something like that, because you're going to do something else. Or it could be walking, which is I'm more inclined to go towards. It's walking away from the ways in which you've done things in the past and putting in place a new way of doing things, which produces a lot more happiness and fulfillment and contentment with that Hierophant. I think that's what you got to walk away from, rather than actually walking away from a job or anything like that. But there seems to be that sort of thing. There's that uprooting sort of changing movement, that walking away from, that's that uprooting. So it could well be, for some of you, as I said in the beginning, it could well be that you're moving, and it's like, if you're thinking about moving, apparently here it's sort of saying stop messing around, just move. End of discussion. Right, let's go see what's going on the overall outcome for you. I got this lion roaring. It's like sort of saying, yeah, ah, great. You know, it's, if you were to take Sagittarius, the symbol for Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a combination between a horse and the torso of a person firing an arrow. I was going to say wand, but it's a little bit like that. It's almost like you're chasing after your desires. You're shooting for the stars, but you go very, very quickly. You cover a lot of ground because you've got that horse sort of thing. You are the connection between earth and air. That is what is your connection. And the connection between the two is the fire, the passion that is within you. So, it's like that fire is being, that passion is being released over the next, I don't think this is. It's possible that it's something that gets triggered that releases it, but I don't think it's like this. Just this one release. I think it's a release that lasts for some time. Look at all those ones. Passion. It's gonna make things so clear for you how to put it into place. Then you've got to go ahead and do that leap of faith and put it into place. So there's information coming in. There's also the Eight of Wands as well. Is it's like you've got past that tricky stage of this is what I would like to do. And the Seven of Wands, there's always someone trying to bring you down. That's why I was talking about sort of all best laid plans are fraught with dangers. And you've got past that, and all of a sudden you're now onto the Eight of Wands, where you've almost convinced that person who's trying to bring you down to actually build up you. And it's all going into one direction. You know, so it's it could be absolutely brilliant for you, Sagittarius, if you galvanize the how to, which seems to be the most important thing within you. Okay, there you go, Sagittarius. Great reading, loved it. Loved you for being here. Thank you very much. Please do sort of share, like, and comment on this video. If you're not subscribed, why not? I can't understand that. If you got this far, you watched the whole thing, you must be subscribed. So I'll take it as read that you've already subscribed, and click that bell, of course. I've opened up 5 possibilities, 5 appointments a week for YouTube people, which you will find in the link in the description below. So yeah, and that's for the opportunity over the next 2 months, and then we'll see how it goes from there. In the meantime, Sagittarius, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.